I'm Julie Tucker, and today we're going to talk about professional learning communities. Over the past couple of weeks, we've been researching that in our IL 614 internship in personnel development, and so we'd like to just share some of the findings with you and some of the things that we're doing with professional learning communities here at Southside High School. So it's important to understand what exactly is a PLC. And each part of that, it stands for professional learning community. The P, professional, who are the professionals? Well, that's your teachers, that's your administrators there. The L, the learning, what is that learning? That is where the teachers come together, and the learning there implies commitment to continuous improvement. Because as we continue to improve, that also helps our students in their learning, and ultimately that is the goal. And the community that it is referring to is going to be an environment that increases cooperation, support, and personal growth as members work toward a common goal. So that community really is our teachers coming together, talking, researching, sharing their pros and their cons, their victories, their defeats, and really working together for the goal, which is our improvement in student learning. Everything we do has to be centered around that. So that's what a PLC is. So why are PLCs important, and why is this a trend that we are really seeing in our schools today? A trend that research shows is probably not going away. We have professional learning communities that are also not just physical in nature, where we all come together in a group. We are seeing these PLCs even evolve through social media, through Twitter, where they have discussions and Twitter chats, and we have teachers and administrators that are able to share ideas not just within your own hometown, but across states and across the nation. And so it really does promote a mindset of growth. So that is exactly what our, first, why is it important? Is because collaboration promotes growth, and that is very important. And it's important because it increases our student learning. As we are growing as teachers, that helps us to be better teachers for our students and find different ways to reach their needs. And so therefore, that helps in our student achievement and our student learning. And as always, continuous school improvement, that is an ongoing task. That's something that's never finished. Like, we always self-reflect, and we know that through collaborating, through our PLC communities, that helps us through our continuous school improvement. So I'd like to talk to you about specifically Southside High School's PLC, and we actually to kind of understand the direction that we wanted to go for our professional learning communities, you kind of have to look at our school data and breakdown as far as our demographics and our faculty goes. As you see here, we have a large number of students. We have close to 780 students that are enrolled here at Southside, and we have a staff that is close to over 50 on our staff. And so when you look at the demographics and the breakdown, it's hard to get everybody together, everybody meeting and doing those things. And so we felt like, in planning for actually this upcoming year, that it would be very beneficial to go ahead and implement PLCs into our school. And so that is something that we have done this year at Southside High School, and we're very happy with the way that it has been going so far. So I'm just going to talk to you about one aspect of our PLC plan that we have here and kind of focus in on one group, and that would be our instructional PLC that we have here. And that is a group of 4 teachers right now that come together and meet. Now, this is a document you can see here that these teachers kind of helps guide them on, what they are supposed to be focusing on, their goals for this, and what it is. And we hope to be able to, after we go through this cycle with those teachers, in the next years, we'll have a new set of teachers that will then kind of focus on this instructional PLC here. As you can see, things like curriculum, instructional practices, student achievement and culture, and always looking at goals and the 4 questions here that we really try to, help keep us on our purpose and our task and what, the purpose of that instructional PLC is. To actually implement this and make this happen, it was not the easiest feat, for sure. And so we really had to look at a new bell schedule. So at that point, we decided that an 8-period bell schedule would work. But we knew that our teachers, if we added an extra period to the day, added more to their workload with teaching more students, and that was not going, it was going to be very hard to have a buy-in there, and we're not a fan of that either. And so we really wanted to use the best of our time, and so through collaboration with my administrators, we really feel like we have a plan that works for us. So our teachers have a planning period every day, and they also have a PLC period. So how that works, we are on an 8-period bell schedule 3 days a week. 2 days a week we're on an odd block that rotates. So 3 days a week, that's when they have those 2 periods built into their day. One is their planning time and one is their PLC time. And we know how important it is to be, we knew this wouldn't work unless they had time to do this in their day. It was not something that we were willing to ask our teachers to do after they were done with the regular school day. So this really was a plan that fit for us, and it definitely seems to be working at this point. So our teachers will meet twice a week, and they come to our PLC room, which is the room that we are presenting in right now. And we have more plans for that, for this room and everything, but we're very proud of that. And they come and meet twice a week, they collaborate, and it's also important to know that we don't just leave them and throw them out there on their own. We as administrators come in every 2 weeks and we meet with them, and we go through some things, and we use it to listen to them. They sound ideas off of us, we give some idea and feedback to them, and it seems to really be working and helping in our communication here at Southside. And ultimately, we hope that is going back into the classroom. We will see through how we monitor this in different ways. We will see the results of that as we begin our testing towards the end of the year. But we have seen growth in our 9 weeks. Grades, we feel like our attendance is better at this point right now. At the end of each PLC meeting during that week, we want our teachers to be able to kind of fill out a monitoring log. So this is something that our teachers have here. And you can notice there's parts that right down here says we need, questions, etc., attention administrators. So when they turn this in, they have an opportunity, if it's a week where they're not actually meeting with us, that they can give us feedback, or we know that there's a need that we need to be on top of. So ultimately, I really feel that this right here, and we're not asking them, it's very short, it's not, like paragraphs and paragraphs, and we've had really good feedback for that as well. So this is how we monitor the PLCs, and ultimately, the goal for this is for it to positively impact our student learning. So thank you for listening to me today talk about PLCs and what's going on here at Southside High School, and